Here we go.
Hi guys,
everybody.
we are live and we are
Happy-
excited to be here.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday, everybody. So anyway, we decided to do this blog or live stream. Is this a live stream?
It is a live stream.
I get
yes.
so mixed up sometimes. It's like, whoa. Anyway, we decided to do this live stream because we were just kind of wondering, what is your tipping point? What is your deal breaker? What is it going to take for Disney to do for you to say, that's
no
it.
more.
I'm done.
Done.
I'm going to Universal. I'm going to Six Flags Mid-America. I'm going to any theme park but Disney. Because believe it or not, I have one, and I know Kelly probably has one, but we want to know everybody else's too.
Yeah.
And we do have some categories here.
We do. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat real quick. Hello, Disney Nerd Herders. Hello, our friend James Ryan. How are you, sir? Hi, Jen and Joe. Hi, Cindy. Hey, Justin. How are you guys doing? Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
tonight.
Cindy. Oh, yeah, Cindy. Everybody like that.
Thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday. I know it's not our usual time.
I know. It was just because this topic's hot, and we just wanted to, I have definite feelings about some of the stuff that's going on.
I know, and I know a lot of you guys in the chat have definite feelings about what's going on with Disney right now, too.
And if you didn't see our live stream with Emma and John yesterday, I was ranting pretty heavily. I was even able to sway John. So
no, it's the ponytail, James. I got it. It's still hot here, so I just got it. It's the ponytail.
Yeah, it needs to cool off. Anyway. Hey,
Jen and Mark, how you doing?
So we were just kind of wondering, because when we got the news of the Disney Genie and then the Genie Plus, and then you pay for pay to play.
Pay to play. That's a really good term.
Well, it's an old term. It applies to sports, but anyway, when you have to pay to play, the Disney way.
Hi, John. Good morning.
And I just don't know where they're going to stop. I knew this was going to happen when Bob Chapstick, Paycheck, whatever you want to call him.
Bad Bob.
Yeah,
we'll Bad Bob.
Bad Bob. No, that implies he's got some moxie, but no.
Okay.
I would say that when Bob took over and he knew he was like a merchandise guy, that's like those guys are all about the bucks.
Yeah.
They're not about the experience. And I told Kelly, didn't I tell you?
You did. Hi, Crystal and Jim. How you doing?
I said it's going to go downhill really fast.
You did. You kind of called that one. I mean, when Bob Iger kind of stepped down and Bob Chapek took over, Bob was like, this is not good. It's not going to be good news. No. Hey, Jennifer Discos, how are you? I thought I Pay to Play started in the pool halls. It might have.
It might, yeah. It probably. I don't know where it started, but I know it had sports analogy because there used to be like, football and colleges. You paid to play. So anyway, but now it's Disney relevant. You have to pay to play. So if you want to play hard, you got to pay more.
Got to pay hard too.
Yeah, play hard, pay hard.
Yeah. So a lot of people are frustrated, and I just kind of wanted to create kind of a place where we could kind of vent our frustrations a little bit, maybe have a laugh about it too. I mean, money is serious talk, and Disney, we all love Disney. We have a love for Disney. We all love Disney the way that we know Disney, and just the way that it's been changing lately it's frustrating, and we've gotten a whole lot of like bam, 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 news lately. So
yep.
Yeah. Jen says, I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority, but I'm not mad. That's okay. I think everybody has a right to, think the way that they want to think. And we're not going to like slam anybody for.
Oh, no. You do you.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
The glorious thing about, what we do here is like, we love it when people do themselves. And, I believe there are some positive things, I do, but I believe like they're starting to nickel and dime us. And this is what I said yesterday. I said, after all this time during the pandemic and people stuck with them through the pandemic, and instead of making it easier for us to go, they're going to make it harder for us to go. And especially families, people with kids that are young, and, we're lucky.
We are lucky.
We are very lucky that, we're at an age where we paid our dues. I used to be those families that couldn't, I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Yeah.
So you know, I've been there and I know how hard it is, and you want to make this the best experience for everybody. And, you know, sometimes, and I feel like some of this is pricing that experience out of people
Yeah.
and out of
And
their
Jennifer, I
families.
would love to know what you love about the new changes. I mean, I would really like to know, sorry, we have cats wreaking havoc. I'd love to know what you think, you know, if you can kind of tell us what it is that you do love about it, because I would like to know, you know, other sides of the story as well. James, we do have an annual pass. We have gold passes because, you know, DVC members. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about what impacts they're going to have on annual pass.
No, they haven't said, as far as we know, they haven't said anything about
Hey, Danielle, Mickey's Girls, how you doing tonight?
what passes are.
Yeah, so yeah, we don't know if they're going to be doing anything for annual pass holders or DVC members or not. So that kind of remains to be seen.
Yeah, one of the things that gets me is if you're staying on property, you know, already you're paying probably twice as much, if not, you know, 2/3 as much as you would on any other hotel in the area.
Yeah. Hi, Kurt.
You know.
Hi, Melinda. Sorry.
And you're staying there, you know, for one, you want the bubble. You want to be in the bubble. But you also got perks. You did get some perks for staying there. You know, it might not have been much, but it was something. And this is kind of like some of the last perks they're taking because you were free parking and all that kind of stuff. Now there's no free parking.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at is, where are the perks? I mean, we do have, yeah, that's right, Justin, Universal has always charged for fast passes. And I think the weird thing about it is now is Disney people have gotten so used to what they got from Disney for their money. I think it's just kind of, it's kind of like they're changing their personality almost a little bit. So it's like somebody that you've known for years and years and years and years, and then they're kind of changing their personality, and you're going, wait a minute, you know, do I still know who you are? Let's see what Jen says. If you stay deluxe, I feel that maybe it should be included. I agree. We've talked about that too. If they could have made it where if you're staying deluxe that you got the $15 per person per day max pass included.
Right.
Or, you know, if you're staying moderate, maybe you got 3 rides included or something like that. So I think there could have been a balance.
I think they could have been balanced. They could have just kept the 3 fast passes and that would have been it, period. If you wanted more, then you had to do Genie Plus. That would have been a win-win,
right?
You know, because you still would have got your 3 fast passes if you stayed in a resort hotel, value, deluxe, moderate, whatever. Who cares? You know, you're paying more. Even at a moderate, you're paying twice as much as the nearest hotel. So, I mean, not moderate. Even at a value, you're paying at least $60 to $100 more than you would at a hotel off property. So it's like, what's it going to hurt? You know, give you 3 fast passes, you know.
And then if you want more, then you can pay more.
Yeah, because then people would do that. I would do that. I would
too. Like if we were staying at Wilderness Lodge, for example, and, you know, kind of the regular 3 fast passes were included like they used to be. And then if we wanted to guarantee to ride Tron or Ratatouille or anything up like that, you know, then you could pay for that. So the values are going up in price too, which is, you know, also frustrating.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, well, do one or the other. Either raise the prices of the hotels or the, you know, park tickets or whatever, you know, because we kind of think that's going to happen anyway. They kind of do it yearly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, leave the rest of it alone. And at least we feel like we're getting more value for a dollar, which we don't feel like we're getting. I don't feel like I'm getting that anymore. Now, like back to our deal breakers, that's not going to be a deal breaker for me.
No.
But there could be things that are a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and like we've said, you know, everybody's opinion in the chat is welcome. And if you have a different opinion than us or anybody else in the chat, please don't feel, you know, afraid to comment, because we're going to welcome everybody's opinion tonight. And we are not judging anybody for having a difference of opinion either.
I don't judge anybody for that stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think right now it just feels kind of frustrating that they're taking more away from us than they're they're giving, "Hi, Tiffany, how you doing tonight?" It just feels like they're taking away more than they're giving at the moment.
Yeah, it's like they're not. And then I gotta tell you, this is one of the things that really irked me the most was like when you read the email, it was almost like you got to be happy about it. It's like, here you go. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
I get to charge you more. Don't you love it? How's it feel? Isn't it great?
Yeah. So if they're so we're kind of here to talk about that poop sandwich.
Yeah, you like my poop sandwich analogy? That's made.
So we're not only here to talk about Disney Genie and Genie Plus. I mean, I think Disney Genie actually has potential to be interesting.
It could be interesting.
So we will kind of see how it is. I know there are even a lot of people who were in favor of fast passes not coming back at all. And, that's okay too. I'm not so sure personally that we will pay for that service for Genie Plus, because we've been fortunate enough to been to Disney enough times that the rides aren't super, important.
Yeah, but that's not why I don't want to say angry, because I'm not really angry. I'm not disenchanted for us. I'm disenchanted for those people who have 2, 3 kids and they've been dreaming of going to Disney forever and a day, because Walt actually developed Disneyland and the Disney parks so kids could go have fun, but it's also a place for parents. And he wanted it accessible to as many people as possible. And he wanted to close everybody out of the outside world, so he put berms in there so you couldn't see the outside world. It's like, this is bringing the outside world into Disney.
Yeah. Hi, Kaylin.
This is kind of taking away some of the magic, and it's taking away some opportunities for people who, aren't as fortunate as we are, and as some of our friends and stuff. I know my kids are priced out of it. They couldn't do it. They couldn't afford to go. I would have to take them.
Yeah.
And I might one day. It depends on if they're nice to me or not. It's like if I feel like I'm not getting a good nursing home, no, they're not going. They're not going. But if they think they can start to butter me up, we can go.
So Kayla and Mark Allen are on the same page as Jen from Diz Goals. They said they're super excited about the new system. I think they have needed to revamp the Fast Pass system for a long time. What I didn't like about the old Fast Pass system was when they did tiers. I thought the tiers were silly. So I think that's kind of why I don't like this new system either, is because I don't like the tiers. If you're going to pay a premium for Fast Pass service, it needs to kind of, in my opinion, needs to include all the rides.
I agree.
This paying extra for, certain rides, I think is overkill personally. But yeah. So Anaheim Park tourists are saying sometimes they paid for Max Pass. Those days we did 20 to 30 rides by 9. Wow. But Max Pass wasn't, you paid for one price for everything, right?
Yeah, there was no tiers on Max Pass.
Okay.
There was just, you paid $15 a person per day. And that included both parks. That was not just one park. Well, Disney World's doing the same thing. It includes all the parks. And you could still access the old pass system, though. If you wanted to go to a kiosk and get a fast pass without paying the $15, you could. So they still had their old system in place, which is kind of what I'm saying. If they'd have left the old system in place and just cut it off at 3 and then offered Genie Plus in addition, bam, you got magic,
Yeah. I bet you're right, Jennifer. Space Mountain will only be until Tron opens up, because for sure Tron's going to be one of those, fork out the bucks.
Yeah, totally.
To ride for. So yeah, okay, the free system was still okay. Yeah, I mean, and you're totally right, Kayla. This is a totally optional service. You don't have to do it.
No, you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it at all.
But you don't get the free system either.
Right.
Like you do in Disneyland.
I think that's kind of what's gotten everybody kind of riled up, is it used to be included in your experience. And it's kind of just like they're taking things away that used to be included. So you're paying for tickets, you're paying for your hotel, you're paying for parking, and now you're paying for this, which, people that have been going to Disney for a long time are kind of like, whoa, what happened? Everything became a la carte all of a sudden.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't like going to restaurants that are a la carte. I like having my sides included with my, main. I don't want to have to order everything. I don't want to be pieced to death.
Yeah, and you may be right, Kayla. She says they're announcing a lot of this before they announce annual passes because it may have some things included with it. You could be right. Yeah, we don't know at all, what they're going to do for their annual pass holders or what they're going to do for DVC members either. So hopefully it would be really nice if they do come out when they're selling new APs and they're going to go, okay, annual pass holders, you're going to get this and this and this. And all of us are going to kind of go, okay, you know what I mean? Yeah. And now you're going to be paying for transportation to and from the airport. So I think that's kind of it's the collective.
It's what everybody's been saying. It's like, when's it going to stop?
It's the collective.
When's it going to stop? Where's your deal breaker?
Yeah. Hi, Rhonda.
I know this doesn't kill me. This is not going to be my deal breaker, but what's your deal breaker? What, they start charging for transportation, like throughout the parks, like bus, you're going to have bus tickets or buy like a Metro card so you can get on the monorail, so you can get on the bus, so you can get on the boats. I mean,
and this is just pure speculation, and it just kind of seems like a little bit this is the direction.
I think it would be great if somebody actually took that and drug it out and started like running with that rumor. They're going to make
I'm not going to start.
They're going to make it buy a Disney Metro ticket to get on any kind of transportation.
Yeah.
So now, would that be your deal breaker? Would you say that's it? I'm done. I'm not spending money with them anymore.
Right. Yeah. And the whole point of this chat tonight is not to hate on Disney, and it's not to hate on people that are for the new system or anything like that. I think it's just in our kind of, Disney bubble of friends, I think it's a good thing to talk about. It's a hot topic right now. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
So, personally, Disney hasn't done anything yet for me to be a complete deal breaker. And deal breaker means when is enough for you to stop going?
Yeah. When are you going to say, that's it, I'm done?
Yeah.
Actually, it was a slight one for us because I was, for the first time, allowed to book a hotel off property.
Well, I allowed you to do that?
Mm-hmm. You've never allowed me to do that before. So when we go in December, we are staying one night in a hotel off property.
Right.
I don't care if we got in at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was not allowed to book a hotel off property.
No, because I always wanted to stay in the Disney bubble. And this kind of it's not made us not want to go. It's just maybe look at other options in addition to Disney.
Yeah, like, what can we do to get the most bang for our buck? And yes, Justin, I understand that Universal has some systems in place where if you do buy the highest annual pass, plus if you stay at their deluxe resorts, then it's also included in their deluxe resorts.
Yeah, I hope Disney does the same too. I really, really do, because I think that would smooth over a lot of wrinkles with a lot of people.
Rhonda's got it'll
never be enough.
I will support you forever, because I know it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot for me not to go, period. But there are instances where I will back off and not go as whole hog as we have. That was a Howard Cosell.
Was it?
There, yeah.
Is that what that was?
Howard Cosell here. You old timers will know exactly what I'm talking about.
So Jennifer, you are not alone in that group. Kurt King Daddy is with you on that. Kaylin, Mark Allen, they're with you on that too. And and it's not that we're against that opinion. It's just, I think there are going to be some good things about it, but there are going to be some things. Hey, Kelly, handsful, heartful, how are you? I think there are some things that I wish they would have just done a little bit differently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that,
they didn't ask me though.
No, they didn't ask us. The thing is about, what my faith in Disney is that somebody's going to see the handwriting on the wall. They're going to listen to all these channels because, believe it or not, YouTubers have a lot of influence on what Disney does because they do check us out and they do watch us and they do get the lay of the land. They, maybe they didn't think about doing something like this and maybe they're going, wow, that's not a bad idea. and they have changed things. They brought back the noodles to Ohana. They weren't going to have those. They brought them back. They did the tier system in Hollywood studios, but it went away because it wasn't working. So
yeah,
there are things.
There are things like, if any of you were kind of in the chat with us with Emma and John yesterday, he brought up a good point too. You could increase the price of merch. You could increase the price of other things, and still give the perceived value. I mean, as business owners, personally, we know the perceived value of service, and we know the perceived value of loyal customers and things like that. So, if our business personally, if we started giving our clients less for more money, they would have a conniption fit.
They wouldn't come back.
They wouldn't come back.
No.
So I think that's kind of where, we see it as a business perspective. We understand, Kayla, that they're trying to decrease and disperse crowds, and they do have to make up the revenue in other ways. But I think that personally, we think that they could have done it.
There are ways to make up the revenue. There totally are. I get it. I know it. It's a business. They have to make money.
They have to make money.
It's a for-profit business. I get it. And there is, ways to do that without, I don't know, I guess if we're being petty or maybe not. Just,
Well, I mean, I think it's a choice. Ultimately, it's our choice to pay for it or not. And it's some people's choice to pay for it or not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a wrong answer, really. It's just, I think those of us that are kind of expressing the other side of disappointment, are kind of saying, well, we really don't get as much as we used to out of our dollar that we spend.
Right, and yes, Jennifer, we all have paid more for after hours events, and that was one of our other things about, are the prices for the holiday parties or the after hours events getting too steep?
Yeah, they are getting pretty expensive, especially, I mean, we did go to the Boo Bash and we had a good time.
We had a good time.
For me, it was worth it.
I think it would have been an hour longer.
If it had been a little bit longer, then it would have been maybe more value for your money. But I don't know. It just seems like everything is kind of extra right now.
Everything's going up right now. Everything.
It's I mean, no matter where you go, everything.
You can't fart for free anymore. So, I mean, seriously, it's all just getting crazy and ridiculous. And I get it, Disney. You got to make money. You're trying to do it the best way you can. But I do understand that sometimes the perception of how you do it can mean a lot, because it's all about the experience as far as I'm concerned. And if I'm not feeling like I'm getting the most experience for my dollar, or not enough experience for my dollar, then I might find somewhere else that's less dollars, that's less experience, that I'm already used to.
Right. And I'm with you, Kelly. He says, I can complain all I want, but we all know I'm going to keep paying for it. Between,
shut up.
You and I and the 20 of us that are in this chat, we're probably going to too.
But is there something? No, seriously, I want to know, people. Is there something that would stop you from coming?
Yeah. So we wrote down a little list just for fun, and you can answer by giving us a thumbs up or thumbs down if you would continue to go to Disney by. If these seats were taken away, would you continue to go, or would it be a deal breaker?
Or would you maybe spend your vacation dollars somewhere else?
Yeah. So we kind of already talked about holiday party prices. What if they raise the holiday party prices to $150 per ticket? Would you still go?
Yeah.
Would you still go?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're passing that. We're passing that deal.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Would you guys in the chat still go? John says yes.
Yeah. Death is what's going to keep you from going.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I will never completely stop.
Right.
But I will slow down.
Okay. Pretty much everybody except for Crystal and Jim. No. Right. Obviously, I have a feeling the experience isn't worth the money. Okay. Yeah, and that's a good point, Cindy. If the experience isn't worth the money, you'd quit going. And I think maybe that's part of what people are having a problem with is they're not feeling like their experience with Disney right now is worth the money because it's not the experience they used to have in the good old days. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
So,
Well, well, here's an example. When we go back in November, Kelly's going to the Christmas party, but I'm not.
I'm going by myself.
She's going to go by herself because I don't feel like spending that much money for 3 of us to go to the party. And
But it's important to me to go.
Kai and I are not that big a deal about Christmas, so I know we should be hung, drawn, and quartered. That's a different story. Okay, but so Kelly's going, we're not. So it's worth it for her to go, but not for all 3 of us to go.
Yeah, so sometimes you are a little bit of a house divided, on that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, even with all of us in the chat, we can be a house divided but still love each other, right?
Usually. Yeah.
Usually, always.
Always,
yeah.
Pretty much. That's one of the things I love about it, though, because we can agree to disagree and go our own ways and then come back later on.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I consider us all one big family. Families have little squabbles sometimes, and families have differences.
Well, she loves Christmas. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
Kai and I are going to go to Halloween Horror Nights. She's not going.
I am not going. There's no way in
and you know what?
hockey sticks that I'm going to go.
God bless her, because I don't want her there. She would ruin it for all of us.
I would.
So it's like,
I would totally ruin it.
She would totally be like, we got to go now. We were here 5 minutes. Let's go.
We got to
go.
Bar. Yeah.
Out. We got to go.
You guys can go get the bejesus scared out of you.
But
I'm not going to do it.
And that's kind of why she's going to Christmas party and we're not, because I don't want to ruin it for her, because I would be like, Yeah. It doesn't excite me.
Exactly. Okay, so our next deal breaker, hypothetically, is if they took away DVC parking perks. Those of you DVC members, if you got no more free parking.
Yeah, because if you stay in a DVC studio, even if you don't use points to rent it, you still get free parking.
Exactly. So what if they took away free parking for DVC members? Would that be a deal breaker for you guys? Yes or no? How about you?
No.
Still wouldn't be a deal breaker?
No.
Okay. Because, sometimes, probably half of the time we stay at Disney, we pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we have a limited number of DVC points like everybody else. And you guys know that we go to Disney a buttload.
Except for Jen at Disc Goals. I'm calling you out, girl.
Jen has a lot of points.
I'm calling you out, girl. You're going to hook us up with one of the bungalows, right?
That's right. So a lot of times we do pay for parking anyway. So I don't think it would be a huge, big deal breaker. Yeah. She says, not a deal breaker, but I doubt they take it away. We pay out of pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, I've paid there before too. It's like, if you go to any other resort in Orlando or hotel, they're going to charge for parking.
They are.
Period.
So it's kind of the way of the world.
It's like, and there is one thing, and I hope Disney's not listening, because they may go, hey, let's do that.
Don't give them any ideas.
The other resorts around cost you resort fees. They tack on an extra $30 a night just because it's called resort fees.
Yeah, that would be pretty sucky. I mean, I know the Swan and Dolphin charges resort fees.
It would be very rude, James Ryan.
It would be very rude.
It would be extremely rude.
It would be kind of
it'd be like not bowing to meet the queen rude.
Giving you the finger kind of rude. Yeah.
So, the queen would say, hey, rude.
Yeah.
And you would be tossed from Buckingham.
Yeah. Okay, so what if they brought back the mask policy in full force? On rides and queues, walking around outside in the heat, would that be a deal breaker?
And no, not only that, but social distancing, plastic, dividers. For me, yes.
Would that be a deal breaker for you?
I would not go until they stopped it.
So Rhonda would still go. Tiffany would still go. I don't know. I might. It's hard, you guys, to walk around in 100-degree heat with the mask on. It is hard.
But not only that, it makes the cast members, God bless them, I feel so sorry for them. They have to do it. And it just makes everybody, it knocks the bitch meter up to about a 10. I'm serious. The bitch meter goes really high when people are hot and they can't breathe. And I have to tell you, we lived through that, when they reopened and stuff, and it was great the first few months because everybody was just happy to be back. But as it drug on, it started getting worse. There were so many meltdowns, so many fights, so many people, cast members just snipping at people.
Yeah.
You never see that. And so I was like, I don't know if it's worth coming anymore.
Danielle said she would still go because there's less people in the parks.
You would take my place because I wouldn't go. I spend too much money to be unhappy.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that too with us comes with a grain of salt because we are able to go often enough. Like John says, he's going to go no matter what because they haven't been able to go,
right?
For a year and a half, almost 2 years. So I think it kind of just all depends on your tipping point.
Right. It was because like I said, after, the shutdown and it reopened, you couldn't drag it. You couldn't keep us away. There was nothing they could have said to me that said, you have to do this. You have to crawl on your belly between rides. I would have done it just because.
Just to be able to go.
Just to be able to be there because I had missed it that much.
Yeah.
And it would happen again. I would get salty and
you would still go.
It would be like we need to take a break kind of thing, And it's like, we're not broken up, but I'm tired of looking at your face.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. I actually did like the social distancing too, Jen. I liked the 6 feet markers. It was nice to have space, but then again, that creates like lines that are, hi Mike, how you doing? It just creates lines that are like 8 million years long. So
yes.
How do you fix that? I don't know.
Yes. It seemed to me like people were more up my butt with the social distancing markers than they were without them. Honest to gosh. No, seriously, it was like, you expected people to stay away. No, they didn't even pay attention. They were just right there. It was just like, like my cats.
Did I invite you in my bubble?
Yeah. And they were like, excuse me. There were times I had said, you need to that's,
right.
But it wasn't that I was worried about it. I wasn't. I just like, there's lines here for a reason. And then when they first took them away, people were actually keeping a distance.
They were keeping a distance on their own.
Yeah, it was like, don't tell me what to do because I'm going to do the opposite.
If I do it on my own choice.
But if you give me the option, I'm going to stay away from you because I don't like you and you smell a little. So I'm cool with that.
So Kelly has a really good point from Hands Full Heartful. Cast members lost their minds about the mask. Customer service was at an all-time low. I have something I want to say about cast members. Don't take this out on the cast members, please. Tell everybody that that goes to Disney and is frustrated with all the new changes. Please don't take it out on the cast members. It is not their choice. They weren't the ones that made these decisions. They weren't the ones that implemented all of these new fees and all of this stuff. And they are the ones that get the frontline crap. We have a receptionist where we live, and she gets all the crap from our clients that don't get what they want. That's kind of like taking it out on the cast members. So please don't.
No,
tell everybody not to be as nice to your cast members as you possibly can because they're the ones that are trying to be the moderators.
They're just doing their job.
Right.
And they don't like doing it any more than we do.
Yeah.
And as far as vaccinations, if you want to get it, get it. If you don't. You're taking the risk. That's your risk.
It's your choice.
But why do we have to suffer if you don't want to do it?
Yeah.
You take the risk.
So
anyway.
Do cast compliments, please. I am drinking an exciting blue Gatorade.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I had a headache earlier. So Gatorade, the I guess I needed electrolytes because I had a headache.
Is it going?
It is going away, actually.
See, there you go. Kyer told her to do that,
She did. Yeah. So let's move on to how much is too much for tickets and rooms?
Oy vey.
Oy vey.
Yeah, that's like asking.
Okay, let's just go to rooms. Yeah, it is Gatorade. It's not that exciting.
Mine's not Gatorade.
Yours is not. Is yours gone? Did you drink all yours?
No, I still got half or a fourth or whatever.
Okay, so let's say if you're going to stay at Pop Century and they raise the price of Pop Century room to $350 a night, would you still go?
Depends on what they're charging for Port Orleans.
Port Orleans is going to be more.
Yeah, but if it's is it like double more or is it like, quarter more? So if I got to pay $300 for, it's all relative. Because if I had to pay $300 for Pop Century and Port Orleans are only like $450, I'd kick in the extra $150.
Would you?
Yeah, totally.
So then it's going to be $600 for Wilderness Lodge.
How much is Port Orleans?
So we kind of all agree $350 for Pop Century would be way too
That's
much.
too much to pay for Pop Century, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, Jen, Goals, you do Disney math like we do Disney math. It's like, okay, well, what are we getting for that extra $150? And I think that kind of goes back to.
Yeah, why don't we get our three first?
It could go back to the whole Genie Plus thing. What are we getting for our extra money? I mean, yeah, you're getting to go through the Fast Pass line.
If it's available.
If it's available.
There's no guarantees.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if we necessarily won't ever use the $15 a day thing, maybe for one day. Depends on when we're going. If there's something super important, we need to. I highly doubt we're ever going to pay the extra to ride the big rides.
Yeah, I know, Cindy, you kind
that.
of get screwed because, I know the Canadian dollar isn't as worth as much as ours. It's kind of like us going to London,
Kind of, yeah. Our money in London isn't as worth as much.
It doesn't go as far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel you, girl.
Yeah.
I do.
And I think that's kind of, too, what we mentioned in Emma and John's live yesterday is it's not really about us personally, because we could take it or leave it, honestly. We could take or leave the Genie Plus thing. But it's for our friends. No, I would not.
No, I would not for Guardians of Tron.
I wouldn't.
No.
It's just not. I can wait.
I can wait. I can wait till, I waited when Seven Dwarfs was new. I waited 70 minutes, or 80. I waited 120 for Flights of Passage. So,
I waited 240 minutes for Flights of Passage. It's just all depends on your time. What is your time worth value-wise? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My son and I waited 2 hours.
No, 240 is 4 hours, darling.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 200. I waited 120 minutes.
There you
I can
go.
math, I promise.
Yeah.
120 minutes in line for Flight of Passage. We could have watched a movie. I'm like, dude, do you realize we could have watched a movie? And it's like, yeah, but what else are we gonna do? So
download movies onto your phones and watch movies.
Play Heads Up 7 hours.
Get on to Disney Plus where they've already raised the price to like $9 a month. So
yeah. So Jen and Joe said they'll use it in September for the 50th to pay to ride Ratatouille once. Yeah.
And, and if that's worth it to you, great.
Totally.
Love it.
Yeah.
And if it may be worth it to me someday, I don't know. I'm getting old. Okay. Have you not noticed? If you haven't noticed, I'm getting old and my bones don't bend like they used to. And some of these rides hurt. They hurt. And I don't enjoy it. So Tron might be one of those rides that's going to hurt.
Jen, you have an excellent point. She has little kids.
Yes.
So it's harder for them to wait. And I totally
I get that.
Yeah. If I had young kids, even Kaya, she's 13. She has her moments. Where'd she go? I love her to death, but she has her moments standing in line.
She must be in the room. She took her computer.
I don't know where she went, but.
Kaya, are you still modding?
Yeah. So, I totally understand where you're coming from on that. And, if your budget allows for it, go for it. Right?
Yeah. And if you go, if this is like something you've been saving for months to do and, or years.
She's over there.
Oh, okay. I'm in the living room. Okay. So if you've been saving like for years and you want to do this trip and like, and you got, a week, 10 days, whatever, I see the value in that. I do. I really do. And like I said, because of how fortunate Kelly and I are, we've gone enough to where the rides aren't that important. The cocktails are, the rides aren't.
Which brings me, hey, Walt, Mouse Talk. How are you? Walt is in the house. How you doing?
Hi, Flanders.
The calls are coming from inside the house. Okay, that brings me to my next question. Hypothetically, show me, would you still go? Would you not go if they made it a completely dry park again? Like all the bars, all the lounges, Okay.
Could we bring
inside
beer?
the parks. Okay, we're talking about just in the parks, not at the resorts, because that would be a deal breaker.
That would be that's Kelly's deal breaker. No cocktails at dinner. I'm gone. Bye.
Yeah.
Peace out.
So, okay, Rhonda would still go. Tiffany would still go. John's thinking about it.
Jen and Joe. Jen's like, nope.
Even at Epcot, yes.
Yeah, even Epcot.
Every single park.
No, food and wine would become food and Kool-Aid.
Food and wine would become
food and grape juice.
Food and juice. Okay, so Kayla Mark Allen said, as long as the food's still good, they're there. Okay, not as often. Still going, Cindy says.
Okay, now we know who the boozers are.
Right. Kelly would still go. Disney drinkers need their snacks. Yeah. You got to balance out your drinks and snacks.
Their snacks.
Yeah, see, Mama needs a drink. She'll bring a flask. Just sneak that flask right in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We found it. So that's John's deal breaker right there.
Oh, no drinks in the parks.
No drinks in the parks.
She would be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, they recently just, I don't know how long ago was that that Magic Kingdom actually got drinks in the parks. Yeah. So it really wasn't that big a deal in Magic Kingdom, but the other parks.
I think if they took away all cocktails on property, I would seriously have to think about staying at Universal and going to Disney for the day. I think. I know, Mike. You're such a good guy. He's never had a drink in his whole life. Such a good guy.
So that's obviously not a deal breaker for you. Okay, we're good with that.
We're good with that.
That just leaves more for us.
Yes. So, okay.
So wait, no. What if they made you get like a Metro pass to use the transportation?
Oh.
What if they did that? What if it cost you like $15, or something?
To use all Disney transportation?
Yes. So you have to
like you had like a punch card?
Yeah, like how when you get on a city bus, you have like a card, and because you have to pay for it. When we go to London, you got the Oyster card. You have to pay for all the subway rides and stuff and the buses and everything. What if you had to do that in order to avail yourself of Disney transportation? That's boats, buses, monorail, Skyliner. You had to tap in to get on those things.
Jim, they did used to have special express buses for free. I don't know if you remember that. It was a super short-lived trial thing. They had a bus service throughout the parks at Disney World where you could pay. I cannot remember.
Oh yeah, and you could get on the bus inside the park.
You would get on the bus in the backstage area, and it was an express bus that you paid for that they took you
to the other parks.
And it was
miserable failure.
Well, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to try it because I was going to pay for it. I was like super excited. I was going to do it on my next trip and see how much time, because you didn't have to go back through security again. You would pay. It was like, what was it? Was it like $35 a day per person or something like that? And it only lasted about 6 or 8 months, I think. And we're not huge fans of the buses either, Disney buses, but sometimes you got to use the Disney bus.
Sometimes you got to use the bus, especially when you go to Disney Springs and you do a few cocktails too many. It's like nice to just get on a bus and kind of pass out on the way back to the hotel.
Disney might be getting ideas. I mean, honestly, it's so funny because I probably would pay for an express bus. If they brought back park hopping, no limitations, we're talking no park passes, park hopping. You could park hop at any time of day. If you wanted to do 4 parks in one day, if you could pay extra for an express bus, I would probably do that.
Yeah.
I mean, and we do rent a car a lot of times now.
Yeah, I know. We do pay the extra to rent a car.
Yeah.
Just because of convenience.
Yeah. Thank you, James. Yeah, guys, if you haven't done, please hit the thumbs up button.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, totally. Let's get 100 likes.
Go create 62 more accounts
and then
hit the thumbs button.
62. Well, your math sucks.
I know.
So I'm glad she's not doing my accounting.
My dad's an accountant, by the way. How about an admission ticket to the Springs? Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that would be something else.
It would be something else. I would have to think about that one. I mean, in the days of Pleasure Island, did you used to have to pay? You never were there when they had Pleasure Island. But
yeah, it was. We went there once.
Did we?
Yeah, and Pleasure Island was up and running at that
I
time.
can't remember.
We didn't go with there.
I cannot remember if you used to have to pay validated by purchases.
Well, that's not a problem because I buy shit all the time. It's like if they're like, okay, you get free this if you go buy something. I'm already in the gift shop.
Right.
So
Yeah, or parking. Okay, I could maybe see. I'm actually really surprised that there's no parking fee for Disney Springs. That actually really surprises me.
yeah, that kind of surprises me too.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, it was free to get into Pleasure Island. Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I thought it was, but you just had to pay to get into like the clubs and stuff. There was like a cover charge
for clubs.
for the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. All right, I have another one. Okay, you guys. Hypothetically, would you still go if they tore down Space Mountain?
Hell yes.
Would you still go if there was no Space Mountain? Is the Space Mountain that important? You would still go.
I would totally go. I don't even look at Space Mountain half the time. So
okay. Jen says, "Oh no! Don't take one of my cocktails and my Space Mountain." I would still go if there was no Space Mountain. I like Space Mountain. Mark Allen. Okay. So most of the people say, yeah, they would still go without Space Mountain. I would still. It does. It hurts so bad.
Yeah. See,
like,
you feel my pain.
Just wait till you're our age,
Yeah.
Kayla.
I can't even get out of the car. I can't. It's like trying to pull a hermit crab out of its shell.
It's like trying to get an escargot
out of the
shell.
You're like that little tiny fork. If they had little forks that came down and kind of pulled my butt up out of there, it might be different. But I can't even get out of those things.
I know. Keep the building and put something else in it. I would like for them to revamp the track. I think make it a little like smoother or something. But yeah, it is so hard to get out of those Space Mountain cars. Yeah. No, we don't need to share your Disney World Space Mountain and Disneyland Space Mountain are two completely different animals.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Exactly. I would love for them to make Disney World Space Mountain like Disneyland's because you sit side by side.
Right.
At Disneyland.
It's easier to get out of.
It's easier to get out of.
It's not as rough either.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. Okay, so another hypothetical question. What if they took away character meet and greets? No character meet and greets at all.
They've already done that.
Well, okay, like for good. Because we know they're probably coming back. Would you still go? Space Mountain in Paris is the best.
Yeah, we'll have to get there someday.
Would you still go if there were no character meet and greets?
Well, yeah, because everybody's still doing it.
I would still go.
It's all
Not even socially distanced. Nope, no character meet and greets at all.
Nothing. Including
character dining. So no character dining either. What if they didn't do that anymore?
Oh, that just irritates me.
I know. We're not big fans of character dining anyway.
I mean, I love the characters. I do like seeing them, but I don't have to go up and talk to them.
Yeah.
Because they don't really talk back unless they're a face character. The fur characters or the, covered characters don't talk to you.
No, they don't.
They pantomime, and I'm like really bad at that,
Yeah.
I was like, what? You
She says she wouldn't miss being forced to take a picture with Merida anymore.
That's right.
Yeah. Walt loves the character meet and greets. Yeah, see, I know a lot of people do, and that's kind of why I was hypothetically asking, would it be a deal breaker for you if they
Walt, if they said no more character meet and greets, would you stop going? Because I know you love them.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it would be.
Everybody has their
I'm done button. Yeah. Exactly.
And we just kind of curious what's your I'm done button?
What is your I'm done button? Yeah. Yes, so far we haven't really hit much.
No, we haven't, because it's like they pretty much got their screws in us.
Stalker Mickey at the Garden Grow and he's behind you. Dum dum. I have one more. What if they took away Dole Whip forever? Is that a deal breaker?
No, because I can get that other places.
You can get it other places.
I can get it in Hawaii.
You're not a big Dole Whip person.
I can get it in Hawaii.
With all of the different flavors of Dole Whip all over the park. Would it be a deal breaker for you if you could not get your Dole Whip in the park? or at like the Polynesian or anything, or at the Alani.
What if they closed Casey's Corner?
Yeah.
I would have to seriously think about that one.
And we're just talking hypothetically, guys. We're just having a little bit of fun. Yeah. So Kayla says you can get it at home. Rhonda says she'd be mad, but she'd still go.
There's actually recipes you can make it.
Yeah.
So
no, well, you're not alone in that group of people that doesn't like Dole Whip. Are you a huge big Dole Whip?
No, I don't ever get Dole Whip.
No,
I never get Dole Whip.
You get the Cockamora.
I get the Cockamora float, and I get the Peter Pan float, but I don't ever get the pineapple one ever. Yeah, I don't like it.
I like it, but I think I would be okay not having it. Yeah.
So you're not weird.
No.
I mean, you're weird in other ways, but not that one.
Not at all. So I'm with you, Walt, and who else was it? Jennifer Discos doesn't like Casey's Corner. I'm not a big Casey's Corner fan. I'm just not. A hot dog is a hot dog.
Oh, no.
Loves Casey's
No. You are now there. You're wrong. There is no such thing as a hot dog. There are so many different levels of hot dog, and there are so many different kinds of hot dog. And I got to tell you, Casey Corner has one of the best ever. And Disneyland does a really good hot dog too.
Disneyland does good.
Disneyland does the best corn dog of any Disney property. I love it, but no. There's no such thing as a hot dog. It's just a hot dog. No.
Yes, there is.
No. And I proved it. I proved it to my dad once. He said the same exact thing to me. And I said, okay, you go buy 3 different kinds of hot dogs and I will tell you which one's which. And he did it. And I told him, and he was just amazed. I said, there is a difference.
You're the hot dog. You're like the hot dog.
There's like saying Coke and Pepsi are the same. That's like saying
peas and carrots are the same.
That's like saying vodka and gin are the same, okay?
You know what, sweetie? You can have all of my hot dogs because I love you that much.
See, Tiffany, much love, girl. You know.
You Casey's fans, you meet Bob at Casey's Corner.
That's right. We're gonna have a Casey's Corner.
A hot dog
We're
fest.
Casey's Corner hoedown. Heck yeah.
See, I'm not a big churro person. I could care less about churros. I don't churros do not float my boat. I don't get excited about churros.
No, but Kaya does.
She does.
Kaya is a churro person.
See, Walt's got strong opinions about hot dogs too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But you were the cutest dancing Nemo I ever saw. I still have that video. I have that video and I will post it. You know,
we were at the Boo Bash, the first night of the Boo Bash party at Magic Kingdom. I was sitting on a wall with Kaya back in Frontierland, and Bob was searching for food, and he happened to run into Walt and Melissa from Mouse Talk, 2 of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life.
Love them. They're awesome.
Love them to death. But Walt was dressed up as Nemo, and Melissa was dressed up as Dory, and Walt was having a good old.
Because there was like one of the cavalcades was coming by. It was the villain's cavalcade, and he was like, "Wow!" He was like, it was like Soul Train all over again. He got into that. Bob filmed a little short of Walt, and we haven't gotten Walt's permission. Of Walt dancing. Dancing Nemo. Yeah. But they didn't recognize me because I was Fat Thor and I had this really luscious locks wig on and stuff. And actually, Melissa was about ready to call security.
Melissa was about ready to bop it
because she was like
filming
there's some creepy dude like creeping up on us and stuff. I thought it was hilarious. But anyway.
And then, they recognized Bob finally because Bob says to Walt and Melissa, "You're going to be my next short." And they went,
Oh my God,
that's Bob. He did not look like Bob.
No, I did not look like Bob. It was a Fat Thor was total transformation.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was I'm sorry I missed you guys because I would have loved to have said hi. But yeah, so Charlie's with you. It's with me. I don't like churros either.
I don't really care for churros either. That's Kaya's thing.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really Disneyland churros, Mike, are better than Disney World churros.
Yes, totally.
We know that.
I agree. 100%.
No.
I'll do a pretzel.
Yeah, and Jen says Disneyland churros are better too.
And if they took away pretzels, that might be a deal breaker. The Mickey pretzels, can't do that.
What is the melted Olaf churro? Is it like cookies and cream? I've never heard of it.
I don't know. Churro. Well, maybe you'll get one at Christmas or something.
Yeah.
If they have it.
Yeah. I was going to go back up to James Ryan's comment. He says, I think there's no true deal breaker, but there's some deal adjustments.
Amen.
That we would
Preach,
see people staying
James
off
Ryan.
site.
Yes, sir. There are
Yes.
some deal adjustments. I don't think I would ever completely stop going.
Yeah. And we said deal breaker kind of in our title just to see, what people would say.
Okay.
So, I agree too. I don't think there is a true deal breaker in there. Walt says only deal breaker is if they decide to close Haunted Mansion. That would suck, honestly, if they closed Haunted Mansion. Oh, it's Marshmallow. Okay.
Oh yeah, if they closed Haunted Mansion, I would be very.
I know
salty.
Emma would be super upset about Haunted Mansion too. She would just be like, "Forget it."
I got to tell you, when I first found out they were changing, because Tower of Terror used to be my favorite, still is one of my favorite rides. But when they were changing the one in Disneyland to Guardians of the Galaxy, I swore off Disneyland. I was not going to ever go.
I know
again.
You were like, "I'm done. I'm done going to Disneyland."
And there was one. We went to Disneyland while they were doing the refurb, and they had all this stuff, the scaffolding and everything, and the hiding. And I couldn't even look at it. I was just like, oh, it's like
it's an eyesore.
It's like taking Jesus off the cross. I mean, come on. It was horrible to me. It was just heartbreaking, heart-wrenching. And I was,
bye, Jen. Good night. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't believe they were, messing with such an icon. And then I wrote it.
Dude.
I was like, what was I thinking? It's amazing.
I still haven't been on it.
It really was amazing. And I had to admit it. So I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, ever.
That's good, because you are wrong at times.
A lot. And
I'm not, but he is.
Yeah, that's true. She's never wrong. I'm always wrong. So, and I'm okay with that.
So Justin says his deal breaker would be the People Mover, Carousel of Progress, and Spaceship Earth. How do you feel about the potential retheming of Spaceship Earth? I mean, like refurb. I'm curious as to what they're eventually going to do.
Will they update it?
Yeah, I think so.
To where now, like, the most advanced thing we do is not like the two guys in a garage making an Apple computer.
Tink, 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 tink. The papyrus.
Yeah. The papyrus.
The papyrus.
How was that again?
People Mover. I love the People Mover, Justin. I love Carousel of Progress. I like the history, of things.
Thanks for coming to my defense, James Ryan.
Not a blasphemic heretic. I like that. Hey, Anna, happy travel vlogs. How are you doing? So, yeah, I am looking forward to going to ride Guardians of the Galaxy. Finally. In Disneyland.
It is good.
Yeah. We're lucky enough to get to go to Disneyland for the Oogie Boogie Bash in October. And we're going to meet up with our friend Jim from Anaheim Park Tours, too. I wish Crystal could come, but we're looking forward to meeting you there, Jim. So, yeah. Party. Here's the thing that's funny. Haha. Disneyland, I don't have a problem paying for Max Pass in Disneyland. Probably because we only go for like 2 or 3 days max.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's weird how there's a double-edged kind of...
There's a double standard.
There's a double standard.
Yeah.
Really. And I don't know. I'm trying to work through my feelings on
Well,
that.
like I said, though, with Disneyland, they didn't take away the other fast passes.
That's true. You
could still go to a kiosk and you could still pull a fast pass. So you didn't have to pay for it. They just made it harder to get.
True.
So, they still left the old system in place. They just put a new system on top of it.
Yeah, and maybe that's why.
That's kind of what I was saying. That I think that's what they should have done on this.
Things that's really kind of got people's feelings hurt.
Yeah,
I think
that's what got me in an uproar. It's like you're not adding, you're taking away. So to me, it's like a zero-sum game, but it's more of a gain for them than us.
So it's going to be super duper interesting to see if they do for annual pass holders and for DVC members. Because they're going to, I really feel like they're going to have to kind of smooth the waters for that group of people. Don't you think?
Yeah, but you never know. It may be a shit show and they might have to just do away with it anyway.
It might. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, people have limited time to see. Yeah, exactly.
It is. I agree.
Exactly,
it's worth paying for it. And
yeah,
like I said, that's why it's not a deal breaker for us because we've done it. been there, done that.
We've gone to Disney for 1.5 years without fast passes.
Yeah.
And it was totally okay.
Yeah.
Walt, Mouse Talk, we know for a fact that he's not a fan of fast passes and he didn't ever want him to come back. So you're probably not, I don't know, Walt, or if you're still in the chat, are you that bothered by Genie Plus? I don't know. I would like to hear your opinion on that one. So Mike says, I don't make a ton of money, so I and pays for one Disney trip per year. Yeah.
Once it doesn't anymore, that may be it. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And
that's what I said. They may be outpricing a whole demographic, which is, I don't think is cool.
Yeah. People with families, and we talked to Em and John about this yesterday. It's not as hard for them because they don't have, kids that they're taking with them. But Jen from Disc Goals, it's worth it to her to pay that because she has little kids and she doesn't want to stand in long lines with her kids. So we really understand kind of both sides of the fence, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I had kids. I never went because I had kids.
Because you couldn't afford it.
I couldn't afford it. I mean, I was like too busy like getting them clothes in school and, food on the table and shoes and stuff like that. There's no way in God's green earth I could have afforded Disney. I always thought Disney was out of reach for me. But, once I got older and my kids moved out, well, Kaya, hello. But anyway, I was already
here for a while.
I was already established and, and I had a good career, have good money, so now I can afford it.
Yeah.
But we do give up other things to afford it. We only drive one car.
We do. Yeah. We have one car.
We don't go anywhere else. That's where we go. And so there are things we do give up so we can go.
Well, we're older parents too, Jennifer. We're still older than you, though.
Yeah, we are. Kaya was like, oh, but anyway.
Yeah. So James Ryan says, increased prices result in people like Kelly and I paying for our adult children who could otherwise not afford it. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I would have to do too.
Good night, Charlie. And
I would have to pay for my adult children and my grandchild. It would have to come out of my pocket or they're not going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and we want them to experience the same magic that we experienced when we started going to the parks.
Yeah.
Our kids and our kids' kids and things like that. We want them to have that same kind of magical feelings. Oh, Anna, that's awesome. Have a safe trip.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, have
Enjoy
a great time.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we just want ours to have that same kind of magic too. So yeah, no matter how old your kids are,
you still end up paying
for them.
It's like that was not advertised.
No.
So
and that's okay.
I kind of want to
do it because we love them, right? We do it because we love them. So let's do it. We're just right at an hour, so we're going to kind of wrap this up just a little bit. We want to mention a couple of things that are coming up. We did just launch our merchandise shop on Teespring. So I don't think I put it in the description of this video, but I'll go back and put it in the description. If you're ever interested, checking out some Bob and Kelly merch, we have t-shirts. We have a bucket hat that Kaya wanted to do. We have some socks. Bob washes socks.
leggings, hoodies.
Yeah.
You name it.
If you're ever interested, go check it out. If you ever want to have some Bob and Kelly merch, we have our Teespring shop.
Yeah, help us pay for our kids to go, our adult kids.
Yeah. The other thing is we will be back on our regular Sunday live stream schedule next week. It's going to be 12 noon Mountain Time. That's 2 o'clock Florida time. We're going to be talking about, is there a Bob and Kelly adoption program? Not yet.
Not yet, Mike.
To never say never.
Yeah.
So we'll be back on our regular Sunday time. That's 12 o'clock Denver time, 2 o'clock Florida time. We're going to be talking about Universal next week.
Which I used to get a bad taste in my mouth when I said Universal, but I don't anymore.
We don't anymore. So we're kind of been, we've been introduced to the Universal universe.
We've walked over to the dark side.
We have. So we're going to be talking about our experience with Universal and what we thought. And
and what we thought about it and
yes.
what would bring us back.
And then
we're
going to have another special live stream on the 31st of August. It's a Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Our good friend Justin from Justin Interesting is going to be
a special guest
with us, and
it's going to be me and Kaya.
I'm going to be moderating that one.
So
behave yourself.
Yeah. It's going to be me and Kaya because we're going to be hanging out with Justin.
Bye, Jim. Take care.
And we're going to talk about Halloween Horror Nights. Our bud Justin has been there several times. I've never been there. I want to know some information. So we're going to go through it all. I'm going to have
Halloween
a list.
Horror Nights for newbies.
Halloween Horror Nights for newbies. Tuesday. What time are we doing that? 6:30?
We are going to do that. I think so. 6:30 our time.
6:30 Mountain time. 8:30 Mountain. Or yeah, that time where the coast over there, not the ocean. Anyway.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. Thank you.
Hang on. Thank you.
Kaya's
like whispering, like Ed McMahon stuff in our ear. Anyway, so yeah, Justin, I can't wait either. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a list. I want to know everything, and you are my man. You are the dude that's gonna give me the hookup.
Justin and his friend Riley. We were fortunate enough to meet up with them on our last trip.
His son Riley. You said friend.
Did I say friend?
I think you did.
Son Riley.
Yes.
Your son and friend Riley.
Yes.
So. We were fortunate enough to meet up with them on our last trip. Had a blast.
Had a great guy.
Great guy.
Amazing.
If you don't know person. Justin's channel, please go check it out. He will be with us next Tuesday talking Halloween Horror Nights. And you're right. You have not lived till you've been chased by a maniac with a chainsaw. That's exactly, James, why I am not going.
And I'm like putting a target on my back that says place chainsaw here.
Bob, the other day, he's like, Kaya, they can touch you, right? And she's like,
no, it was almost a game changer for her.
That was almost a deal breaker.
Yeah, it was almost a deal breaker. I said, they can touch you here.
Yeah. The last thing we want to talk about before we say goodnight is we want to say happy birthday to our good friend Pete McDivitt.
Yes, Pete, happy birthday, man.
He is a great guy in the community. If you don't know Pete McDivitt, he is an awesome, awesome man. Does so much for the community. He's done a lot for us. I'm going to get choked up.
Here comes the tears.
Happy birthday, Pete. We love you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I know.
It's like, God.
Such a sap.
Yeah, totes.
Okay.
So, Pete, anyway, so if you guys haven't seen Pete, hit up Pete because he is cool.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of good stuff. And he does a lot of good stuff for YouTube community. He helped us out. He's going to keep helping us out. I love talking with him, love hanging with him.
Yep, he's an awesome dude.
He's an awesome guy. It's always a fun time. He never is a loss for words. He's like my grandmother. I could not get her to shut up.
Like your grandmother?
And she would talk in her sleep.
In a good way.
I know. And I don't think Pete sleeps because he's on all hours.
He's on all the freaking time.
And it's like, Jesus, Pete, do you ever sleep?
If you're awake, Pete will keep you company.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Pete. We love you.
Happy birthday. I mean, thank you, everybody. I love you. Thank you for being here with us. Thanks for spending part of your time with us. She's dripping on me. It's ridiculous.
It's so stupid.
I know. But anyway, so thank you so much for being with us. And I hope everything was cool, that we didn't
upset you.
Or, we love Disney. Don't get the wrong idea. We love Disney. We just love Disney. And I understand
how we remember
sometimes growing pains are not fun. So
that's true. Growing pains are not fun sometimes, but we respect everybody's opinion. And thank you so much for spending your Monday night with us. We appreciate it.
Oh, totally.
More than you'll ever know.
Yes, because we know your time is valuable.
Yep.
And we just love you for it. And thank you for spending it with us.
Thank you for spending your time this time.
Until next
time.
That's right.
Okay. We love you guys.
Yes.
Take care. Be kind to each other. And we will see you next time.
And if you don't want to be, don't. So there you go.
You should. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.